Hello, my name is Mary Kay Connerton, and I am here to share with you some tips on having effective communication. So, how can I encourage effective communication with my child? Communication is key, and oftentimes communication becomes the root of when problems begin to arise. So, if we can allow ourselves to understand communication and then how we can effectively communicate and then trickle that down to our children just makes for a better way of life. So let's dive into some ways to have effective communication. A little bit about myself. Again, I'm Mary Kay Connerton, and I'm the wellness coordinator at Annapolis High School. And I provide continued support in the realm of wellness within various departments and programs and schools district wide. So, hence why I'm here today to join in with Family Academy on how we can effectively communicate with our children. So, there are four categories of communication. We have passive, which is when it's not exactly stated, which makes that emotionally dishonest. It's very indirect. It can be blaming, or you can come out as an apology to start, but then it's really not. And so basically, you're saying that others' rights and needs take precedence over mine. Then we have aggressive, which I'm actually going to jump to first, as you can see popping over there, which is it's kind of like direct and blame and controlling. It can be attacking, can be really yucky feeling when this happens. And so when you mold two of those together, passive aggressive is obviously a little bit of a blend of the two. How you're not exactly saying what you want or what you're feeling, but you're also being aggressive with that. And then we have finally assertiveness. And so being assertive means then when you are really taking into account how you can honestly say what you're thinking or feeling while keeping others' emotions involved. So you are therefore being a little bit more empathetic towards others while trying to express what it is that you are feeling and needing. Okay, so we really want to work from this assertive space of communication. With our own communication, we want to be sure to be practicing I statements. When we practice, we are modeling for our children, and then our children will carry suit. So, starting I statements, even as young as toddler age, is a great way to set up your child for an assertive communication. So, I feel because, and when this happens, I feel, or what I need is. And so when you're using the sense of I, it's putting the control and ownership within yourself, which then eliminates the passive aggressiveness. It also helps you to be from a space of knowing, which then really backs off of that aggressive nature. And puts you in that space of assertiveness. So I statements are the way to go. I advise you to use them in your own parenting and your communication with your children, your partner, your family members, your friends. And then I encourage you to share this tactic with your child as well. So we have a little assertive communication checklist. You want to think of the following. So what's the volume of your voice, right? A great strategy when your child is actually raising their voice is to say to them, could you just lower your voice a little bit? I really want to understand you. Can you just talk a little bit lower? That oftentimes cues in, okay, someone is hearing me, and we all want to be heard. Okay. What setting are you in when you are communicating? Is it appropriate? And that's also key to teach to your child, right? Even the situational example of if your child needs to talk to his teacher or coach or employer, when is the appropriate time to do that? Is that at, a practice when everyone is trying to learn a skill? Is that in the middle of class? Is that at the peak of the busy hours for the business? You want to really be thinking about the setting that you're in with your child when communicating and teaching them the appropriate setting. With that comes in who else is around. So who should be a part of the conversation, and also teaching our children that their words and their thoughts, and emotions, they're of value, right? So really being sure of who you're sharing things with, right? And then we have the demeanor, playful, serious, okay? Really knowing those cues, which sets you up for success. And then, of course, the language that you use, going back to those I statements. We have three principles of effective communication as well. So we want to teach our children, like, saying no is a full sentence. Of course, if you are trying to get your child to do something, and they're saying no to you, such as maybe a chore in the house or going to school, something of that nature, it's a little bit different here, right? You have that fine line, but really allowing your child to know that if someone is to say no about something that they're doing, that is a full sentence, and that when they say that too, that is a full sentence. And asking permission before emotionally unloading on others is a key principle. So, asking someone first, can I share something with you? Do you have the capacity? I love that word, capacity. Do you have that capacity for me to share this? And, capacity is also something you want to maybe have a radar on for the capacity of your child. Is he or she hungry or lacking sleep? Or just not in a place to talk about something? Are you maybe not in that space to talk about something? So really taking that awareness piece into play here. And finally, the third principle is taking space to calm down before engaging in a productive conversation. So if you are about to tackle a courageous conversation, you want to be sure that you are in that space of calm, because no matter what, whenever we are in that space of calm, things are communicated more effectively. So think of your needs, think of others' needs, think of how you need to kind of make that balance in between the two to have that assertiveness, and use that as your guide. And again, if you have any other needs or you're seeking other resources, please don't hesitate to contact your child's school counselor or to tap into one of these other avenues as well. So I hope this provides you with an inside look into some ways that you can effectively communicate and to share that with your child. And we'll have you tune in next time.